Okay then, everyone. Welcome to XLR. We got Tier 1 action round 6 today for the Austrian Grand Prix. Got full qualifying ahead of the drivers. And we shall be getting underway shortly. So we just wait for the last few to load in. Just waiting for the last two. And then we'll have qualifying getting underway. And there we go. And it's raining.
Oh, it's raining. Christ, straight away.
Inters.
Is it going to be into? Is it into weather?
Yeah, it's Inters right now. Not sure about how it's going to be in the Grand Prix.
I see the reactions to this.
Not very positive.
T10's happy.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Like, rain's fine as long as it's interesting in the rain.
Why does it always rain in Austria, man?
I don't think we. I'm trying to remember the last time we had
Last season.
No, it rained. Well, in Tier 1 it rained. Tier 2 it didn't.
Yeah. Tier 2 never really have rain. Except from the Qatar Grand Prix.
Oh yeah, we had rain in Qatar.
The whole race.
Yeah, that was an interesting one.
I'm so happy I didn't race in that one.
It
That
was.
would have been hell.
It was Inters the entire Grand Prix. In a desert. Alright, here's Martinez. Only 4 minutes late.
L plan.
Yeah.
Coming out.
Our plan Hearts out early. Power GT's just on his way out.
Oh, Hearts in the Red Bull.
Yeah.
I'd recommend getting out like straight away.
Yeah, that's what a lot of them are doing. But then, if the rain gets lighter, they want to. It's kind of just running for nothing. Oh, Hearts having a little drift into turn 4. The rain does. It doesn't seem to be raining at the moment. Or. It's slightly raining, but it's not too bad.
Oh, we do welcome Sus back, don't we?
Yeah. It does feel good to have him back.
First XLR
No, he's raced a few times.
Oh, is he? I haven't really.
I know he has at least once because constantly on the steward report last season it was saying he had a quali ban. I don't know if he still has one. Rain.
Well, can you see when they get filled out?
Apparently, he got rain in the end. Right, like rain forecast for the end of the race as well. After 45 minutes. Alright, we got El Plan on the first qualifying run of the day up into turn 3. I think these early runs shouldn't be too important. I think they're mainly just the drivers kind of trying to learn how learn the conditions, learn the track.
I mean, it's going to be harder for El Plan because he's the first one to.
Ooh.
First one to set down the rubber.
Yeah.
Slightly easier for the cars behind.
Ever so slightly. It shouldn't be that much difference.
No, it shouldn't.
49.8 in the first two sectors for El Plan. Hurts a bit slower, I think.
Yeah. I mean, El Plan has really come on recently, hasn't he?
Yeah. That's it. El Plan into the last corner now of turn 10. Only 10 corners on the circuit. 1:11.6 as the benchmark from El Plan. And Hearts comes across with a 13.1.
It's not ideal for
No,
Hearts.
it's not ideal, but you can work with it. 50.6 from Pyro, not using ERS though. Power GT looking to be on similar pace here, but he is deploying.
So the rain, it seems like the rain's like calming down a bit. I can't really tell.
It's not raining much. There are a few drops on the visor and on the chassis. Pyro does 12.7. Power GT does a 12.1, but he's using ERS. Kronos with a 12.6.
Pyro with a massive slide there, almost lost it into the wall.
Stefan 12.0. I think that's D10 just beginning of that. I think that's Heart sideways. Just as looking to Yeah, that's D10 beginning a lap. There's an Alpine in the final corner. That is Sweatback Flame beginning a lap.
D10 goes fastest in sector 1. I don't know how real that is, but
Probably not. Sus Among Us in P4 as well. Not quite sure, and he jumped up the order.
D10 is quite fast on this track, so I have to see what he can do.
Yeah.
So
Interesting,
He's
Liam
on-
has selected the soft compound. So the drivers might. So he's thinking it's going to dry up. He's going to go back out. And then by that point, it will be time for slicks.
Yeah,
Just.
I mean, it's a tough one to call, really.
Yeah, at the moment it's definitely
obviously-
intermediate conditions, but the rain is lightening up. Pow GT goes into second there, improving his time. Stefan in the final corner, half a second up in the first two, so 11.2. D10 invalidating his time and his next one as well. Sweatback flaming the last couple of corners. Let's just see what he can do. Gets right up onto the curb there actually, but he stayed within the lines as a 12.2.
On his lap now, using his ERS.
That's a power in the last corner, just about to start a lap. Then it's the Haas car of Giannuzzi as well. A power made quite a major mistake at the last corner by the looks of things. That's not going to help his lap at all. Liam's still yet to come out on those slicks that he's got on. Pyro 8/10 up in the first two sectors.
Yeah.
Oh, but he goes just a tiny bit too wide at 9. Yeah, you go just that little bit. Yeah, it's just that little bit too wide, and you can say goodbye to your lap. Kronos up to the line. I think it's just starting another run. Yellow flag, that Sweatback Flame going slowly.
D10 does do 11.3, but remember, he did have that invalidated.
Yeah.
So it's
But-
not a bad pace, D10.
At 11.3 we put him second. Invalidated that on at the final corner. We can't tell if he did any further invalidations around that lap, but Sus Among Us with a 10.5. Yeah, it does definitely seem as if the track is starting to dry up. Giannuzzi in the final two corners, not using ERS on this lap, just finding out where the braking points are in these conditions. Does an 11.8 still. Yeah, not using ERS, that kind of shows the track is really drying up. A power up to the line with the 19.0, but he had that mistake as he started his lap.
I was going to say, it's stopped raining now, so...
Yeah, D10 purple in the first, in the middle sector. It's just such a short track, all the sectors seem to blur into one. Oh, that's I think, is that Sweatback Flame sideways? Kronos improved by 7/10.
The D10 comes around the final corner now, and he's put in 111.2.
Yeah, that's not bad at
That
all.
was non-ERS, it's what he had no
Yeah.
ERS left in his bank.
Yes, that is not a bad lap at all. Giannuzzi 9/10 up in the first two sectors.
All Kronos... Is that Kronos Ground?
No, that's Pyro, I think. DRS now enabled. Usually in this game it's sort of a sign of when the conditions merge, although sometimes, like in Hungary, it was a long time into intermediate conditions. Giannuzzi goes top. In Hungary, it was quite a long time into the intermediate conditions before we saw DRS disabled. Power with a 110.8, Sweatback Flame with the 7.99. A 110.799.
That must be really satisfying.
Yeah, that's Pyro getting out of people's way. Before I think he'll be coming in.
He's gone really wide there, so...
I don't... No one has gone out on slicks just yet.
But I don't think it's just about it.
I think this is
think
the
it's
point
around
where it is.
3. I wouldn't go out for another 4 minutes if it was me.
Yeah,
I'd leave it till the end.
but this is the sort of point where it is now. The point
it's
where
definitely coming into
it's
slick conditions.
definitely slick conditions now. That's Fuzzle on his way out on the medium tyres. So our first slick runner has entered the circuit. Just exiting the pit lane now. We'll have to keep an eye on the Mercedes to see what sort of times he sets. A Para coming in. Not many people choosing to go again on the Inters. That's Sweatback Flame, I believe. No, it's Unitos coming out on the soft tyres. Jack Imac goes top on the intermediate compound. But that lap probably won't stand for too long. Shakos has only just gone out for his first Inters run. He's really left. Yeah, he came out very late for doing an intermediate run.
Bit strange from Shakos.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to have a banker lap. It's always good to have just that banker lap.
Yeah. It's gone purple in the first sector.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me at all. Stefan's on his way out on the slicks as well. He's on the soft tyres. And that's the Red Bull of Sus Among Us and the Alfa Romeo of Zakis Beast, both on their ways out of the pit lane.
Fazil starting his lap now.
Yep.
See how much
yeah.
has improved, right?
It's got so much grip compared to these intermediate times. Fazil coming up into round turn 2, up to turn 3. Jack Imac goes fastest again, doing another intermediate run. Fazil coming round 3 now. The back marker of Zakis Beast gets out of his way. He comes down the hill towards turn 4 now. Gets on the brakes, gets it rotated, and back on the power. Round 5. And now back down the hill through 6 into 7. Crossing the middle sector split as he does so. It's a 45-6 in the first 2 sectors from Fazil. And now he comes around turn 8. Flat out again. Over a slight crest down towards turn 9. Gets a slight braking zone into 9. Sticks within the white lines. Down the hill again into 10. Now he gets back on the power. On the run up to the line. Fazil goes fastest quite comfortably. 2.5 seconds. Nearly 3.
That is a very good lap from the mediums. That should see him through into
yeah,
Q2,
but then
I'd assume.
You don't know what some of the other guys on the soft will do though.
Yeah, you've got to wait until the soft runners have done their first laps.
Unitos, I think, invalidated his time because he's got very low ERS. Yeah, he did.
In the top, 16.2 in the first sector.
Yeah, he invalidated his first slicks run.
Unitos has no ERS. I don't know what he's done.
Yeah, because he invalidated at a time.
Oh,
probably was the last couple of corners. Usually is. Stefan's still out on the Inters, lapping the track. But no, he's not. I've just got it set to best. Yeah, Stefan goes top with a 104.2. That's the first soft run we've seen. Sus Among Us next to the line. Also on the Red Bull compound. He goes fastest, barely though, by 0.5 of a second. Next up, I believe it is Unitos, also on the softs. He goes into P4 with a 105.5. Then it's the Alfa Romeo of Zakis Beast. He's invalidated his time, but he gets to go again. I think a Paro next to the line. Oh, Zakis Beast goes round on turn 1. He meets Pyro coming out of the pit lane.
Chapatel, Chronoscard Grand is on his lap, just going past Zakis Beast. Who else we got? Paro just on his lap.
Yeah, I think it is a Paro.
Oh, gonna go again.
I don't know. Stefan's. He might go for another run, but he wasn't pushing on this lap. Yeah, okay, Stefan comes into the pits. Sus Among Us low on fuel, so he'll be in. I think Unitos can go again, but he's not pushing this lap, so I think it will be Kronos that's the furthest around a lap. Unless a Paro's a bit further. No, he's not. That's his teammate of Fazil. Fazil goes out for another run. Slightly improved, actually. But Cronus Grand round the final corner, goes up to the line on the softs, can only manage a 105.3. So he probably won't be safe with that. Aparo's in. So that would have been a mistake on his lap, I'd imagine. Untos just going for another one. Yes, he is.
His back improving by quite a lot.
Yeah, he's only had an Intus run so far. 5 seconds up into the final 2 corners. What can El Plan do? So he chucks it into the last corner, keeps it just about within the white lines. Up to the line comes El Plan. He goes into P3, a 104.2.
Very close between the top 3, isn't it?
Yeah, they're all within a tenth of a second.
Yeah.
But then that will
come
come.
on his lap.
D10 is just going for one now. Martinez is incredibly wide there. That lap won't count without. Yeah, Pirates in the final corner now. That's a 104.7.
It's not a bad lap from Pyro.
Should be enough to get through, but it'll be closer than you'd want.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a close one for Pyro.
It'll be. I think it'll be close for a lot of people because they're all relying on this one lap. Like they're all these 1 or 2 soft tyre runs.
But Jack Hymack pushing now as well.
Someone just jumped up the order there. Sweatback Flame goes in P5 with a 104.9. Is El Plan pushing? No, he's not. Stefan retires with his 104.2. Fair enough there.
And round
goes
D10.
Yeah, it is D10.
So D10 on the final corner, trying not to invalidate to the line, and he goes 4th.
Yeah, P4 there, also very solid for him. Martinez now just starting a run. Hart's just also starting one, but he goes a bit wide. But he keeps within the lines. Jack Imac up the line is a 104.0 to raise the benchmark even more. Pow GT just starting a run. Zakis Beast also. Shakos up to the line now. What can he do in the hat? He can only manage 3rd. Yet another driver setting a 104.2. So that's 4 drivers with it in less than a tenth of a second.
Yeah.
I believe Petterflat is in the final corner now. Yes, he is. He improves, but he doesn't gain any places. So Petterflat's going to be scarily close to the drop zone there. Only P13. I think he's still got the fuel to go for another one. That's Erntos in the pit lane, only in P11. He could be at risk here, especially with 3 drivers yet to set laps, and also 3 not with a slicks run. Martinez goes into P8. That pushes Fuzzle and Unitos further down.
Pat's coming to the line now. We'll have to see what time he can put in.
He can only manage P13.
Oh, it's going to be close to Hart.
Yeah, that won't be safe from Pow GT. Jumps up into P10. That should be enough for him. Liam Buwalder needs this lap as well. He's still yet to set one. A power in the final corner. He needs this lap, having not set a slicks run yet, but he makes a mistake at the final corner. He goes a bit too deep, and he can only manage P14, so he theoretically safe, but now he's being dropped. He's the driver at risk at this stage. Liam Buwalder in the final corner. Can the double world champion get himself out of Q1? Yes, he can. He goes P8. That knocks a Paro down into the drop zone. Grant is on a push lap as well. Untos is on the edge at the moment. He's only 3/10 ahead of Cronus at the moment, who is improving. Now up the line for the AlphaTauri. Can he get himself out of Q1? Yes, he can. So that drops Untos down. And Fuzzle could be at risk here if Zakis Beast can improve. But Zakis Beast is down. So he is out of qualifying, and Fuzzle gets through on the edge.
Pyro went faster. Didn't notice that.
I did see him jumping up, but it wasn't anyone in the drop zone, so. And he wasn't that particularly close either.
Pulling into the pits.
Yeah, so there's not going to be any more improvement. So knocked out in Q1 is Unitos, Aparo, Hearts, and Zakis Beast.
It's a shame for those drivers, really. It was. I mean, it's always very close between some of them. I mean, what 30, what 60 thousandths between Unitos and Fuzzle,
Yeah.
and
I mean, if you
80,000 between
yeah, like
Unitos and Sweatback.
if you just look at the top though, because not even Shackles, El Plan to Sus Among Us is about 60 thousandths.
Yeah, it's very close. It's going to be quite a close qualifying. And it's
Yeah.
going to be quite spicy in Q2.
I mean,
to,
Shackles only
get
P3, so he's
Yeah.
got more time in him. Alright, so Q1
yeah,
then,
that's
topped by Jack Imac from Sus Among Us, Shackles, Stefan, and El Plan, all of them within 0.3 of a second to each other. And then knocked out is Unitos, Aparo, Hearts, and Zakis Beast. Alright.
Yeah, so I was just having a look at Race Director, and if you have a look at incidents, it's going to be like, it's going to be
Yeah. Look
it's
at
gonna be a penalty.
yeah, it
pattern
always
against-
is. Like at the point where there's
Yeah.
loads of penalties in real life,
Yeah.
then in a league race
I
there's
mean,
going to be even more.
What did Ocon get? How many penalties did he get? About 30 seconds, wasn't it?
Not
something
quite
like
that bad. I think it was 25.
Yeah.
So he got a he got a ridiculous amount.
And Hamilton got 10 seconds. So.
Yeah, and there were only 2 drivers to not get a single warning. I think that was Russell and Joe. I think. I know George was definitely one of them, but there was one other.
Yeah.
So theoretically it'll be dry again in Q2, but knowing this game, it's probably going to be raining again. No, it's dry. Okay, that's what you'd hope, considering, like, you'd hope it's
It'd be funny.
yeah, but you'd hope it's dry, considering it was bone dry and the sun had come out in Q1. But with this game, you never quite can tell.
Never.
Who's going to be the first one out? I think it's going to be El Plan in the Alpha Tauri. Coming out from the end of the pit lane. Yes, it is.
and,
Just about ahead of Giannuzzi.
Yep.
So a pair of them on the way out. Then El Plan's Alpha Tauri teammate is
Pyro coming
behind as well. I think most drivers at pit be coming out early. Jack's not, because he never does. Pal GT on his way out. Liam on his way out. Petter Flat staying in the garage though. As is Shackles. Yeah, Jack and Shackles are usually the 2 last out on the track, so it makes sense that they're one of the few drivers still waiting in the garage.
I think they try and time it so that it's not like too busy on the track.
Yeah. I know Jack and D10 quite a few times last year would like offset their runs, so then they would give each other a tow. Particularly in Vegas, where all the way down the strip they would tow each other. Like, because Jack comes out a bit later, D10 gets the tow from him and then gives the tow back on his in lap. Right.
So who's gonna be
El
first? It's
Plan.
gonna be El Plan. isn't
Yeah,
it?
El Plan again is the first round of the lap, heading up round 2 at the moment, up into turn 3, on the brakes, down to second gear, gets it turned in. You want to get back on the power as soon as you can though, because you've got another long DRS straight approaching. And now he's blasting down again towards turn 4. 320 or so kilometers per hour, gets on the brakes again, gets it turned in, drifting through the corner, having locked his rear wheels. Now that's really going to hurt his lap time, but he's keeping going into 6 now. Now down the hill again, on the brakes for 7. And then he flicks the car around again through 8. Up the hill again, in towards turn 9. Very slightly on the brakes, back on the power again. Now again another high speed corner for the final corner of turn 10. Now up to the line for El Plan. Puts a 104.4. And now Giannuzzi next to the line.
Scrubbed.
10, also a 104.4. Now, El Plan made a major mistake on this time.
Pyro to the line.
104.7.
So he's pretty equal.
Fuzzle with a 104.2 there.
Fuzzle,
Yeah, he didn't use the softs in Q1, so that would So that could well be a fresh search.
Yeah,
Hearts is
probably.
disconnected
Hearts.
from the session. D10 goes into
Got
P4.
it.
Stefan P2. Power GT next to the line, but he's invalidated, so it doesn't matter. Jack Imac just beginning his first run. And Liam Warder coming to the end of one, up to the line. DRS active. He goes top with a 1:03.9.
Good lap from Liam.
Yeah, faster than anything we've seen in the first two sessions so far. And that Sussa Munga spun around, and there's an end plate there in the barrier.
Shackles to the line. And he goes
Can only match
second.
P2. But he's not far off Liam Warder at all, though.
No, oh, what did I just see? Did I just see spin?
Yeah,
Sus
was spun as well. Sus spun at the final corner too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be in the pit lane. Kronos Grand just beginning a lap, I think. Jumping up the order there is Petter Flat. And then, is there anyone else? Jack Imac in the final two corners now. Chucks the car in, now on the brakes. He takes way too much inside curb, clatters the wall, invalidates his lap at the final corner. You could see that coming from the second he turned in there. He turned in way too early.
Oh, Connors Grand also have a bad moment there, and that's gonna affect his life. It was just before.
Just into turn 4.
I think it was just into turn 3, and he had a really bad wobble.
Yeah.
And
yeah, he's abandoned. That's
yeah.
his lap gone. Power GT just beginning one, coming up through 2 into 3. Yes, on the brakes and turned in.
Connors Grand gonna go again.
That's his third run of the session now, in succession.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right,
Oh, dear.
Power GT just coming away.
Oh, Jack invalidated.
Yeah, because he did it late on his previous lap, so it would have done his next lap too. Because it was the last corner on his previous lap when he went off.
Yeah.
Right, Power GT has 2 corners to go. Sweatbug Flames going for another one though, actually. He can't quite improve. Power GT next up goes into P11 with a 1:05.0. There will be more time in that lap.
Not ideal for Power GT.
No, there'll be more time in that.
Yeah, 100%. He's much faster than that. We do have Connors Grand coming to the end of his lap now. See what he can do. Comes to the line.
Let's see if he actually sets a lap this time.
Oh.
He improved by 6 seconds, but it's not enough to get him off the bottom. Stays P12.
Very used tyres, isn't it? So he's gonna have to jump into the pit and go out again.
That's Sus on his way out.
Ooh, sucks. It's great to have him back.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's still a reserve for the moment. I think there's a chance D10 gets a penalty here for blocking because Pyro's just sitting behind him. Like, that is a genuine possibility. If 2 cars are just going slowly, the game often thinks one's blocking the other.
Oh, Pyro just dived into it.
Alright, El Plan up to the line. He's a 10.5 up in the middle sector. Goes into P4. Should be safe for a Q3 spot. Sweatback on his way in too. Out of fuel. Cronus Grand also coming into the pit lane. Martinez on his outlap. Doing a bit of a drift around turn 4. Susson is out.
El Plan improved.
Yeah, El Plan jumped to P4.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm a bit late to that point.
Yeah, so there's 2 cuts on their outlap and El Plan on an inlap. So he just... Yeah, he's just coming into the last couple of corners.
Oh, no, that's just us going down.
Yeah, Sus going slowly.
So, here we go for Martin.
Oh, he gone wide!
Is that gonna be another...
No,
it's not.
he's lucky. Yeah, he's slowed down enough.
There.
But that will hamper his run a bit.
Yeah, that that will affect.
Chucks it into one, goes right up the curb again on the exit. He's really cutting it close here, but that's kind of what you need to do with this circuit. Going up into turn 3 on the brakes, taking as much curb as he can again. Now he gets back on the power, gets a bit of a slide on the rear end, but nothing too severe. Now he's flat out again with DRS active down towards turn 4. Now he gets on the brakes again and turned in, taking as much curb as he can. Not too much on the exit this time. Again, it's a lot of entry curb. Go slightly missed the apex through 6. He chucked it in again, 44.9 in the middle sector. It's a pretty neat lap so far from Martinez. Just 2 more corners to go. He chucks it into turn 9, taking as much curb as he dares. And now into the final corner of 10. Again, a lot of curb. But he comes up to the line for a 104.2 that puts him into P5. That's a good lap. Sus among us.
Really pushing that car to its limits. And
oh, 6,000ths of a second.
Close between the top two.
Yeah.
This is going to be a very close P3.
Yeah, short. This is what happens when you get a short lap. Pyro's just starting. Yeah, Pyro is the next on a flying run. Going down in towards turn 2 and 3. On the brakes, he's 1,000th down in the first sector, but he should have more time in the rest of the lap. First sector mainly comes down to your exit off turn 1. Pyro into turn 4 now, gets on the brakes, gets it turned in, goes up to the apex but not onto the curb. Now round 5 in towards turn 6. How much curb does he take on the inside? He doesn't take any. Now in the middle sector he is 1/10.5 up on his time. Pyro does need this lap, currently in the drop zone. 1/10.5 will put him to around where Stefan is in P8. Now he chucks it into the final 2 corners. Where can Pyro put his car? He takes a lot of inside curb, but it's just about not too much. Pyro goes into P8 with a 104.3. And
still going to be very close.
Yeah, I mean, with all these gaps, they're all very close. Like, no one is particularly safe.
I don't think Pyro will be safe with that. I think it's going to be very close. But we do have Power GT coming out on his lap. Out to start his flyer.
Yeah, off goes Power GT as well.
Right,
yeah.
Pretty much your lap.
Well, turn 1 only affects your first sector. There is a few more corners.
Yeah, but it does
turn 1 and turn 3 are the most important corners on the lap.
Yeah.
But in the first sector, Power GT a bit under a 10th up. That is a good first sector from him. Now he gets back on the power with DRS enabled again for the run down towards turn 4 here. So it's a while to go for that middle sector split. It's comparatively quite a long sector.
Yeah, this is the most important sector probably of the lap.
Yeah, it's... Now Power GT in the middle sector, 4.5 tenths up. That would still not see him out the drop zone at this stage. He needs to find even more time in that final sector. Chucks it in. Now he's just got one more corner to go. He goes really wide onto the curb, but somehow he keeps it legal. And now up the line for Power GT, improved by 7 tenths into P6. Yeah, he's only a 10th above the drop zone. He's 4 places ahead, but the cutoff is 11th is a 0.394, and he's got a 0.265.
So close. Between
yeah.
P5 and P12, it's like 2 pounds.
Jack Imac in the final corner, the reigning champion. He's 9 tenths up in the first 2 sectors. He's completely depleted on ERS. He needs to get out the bottom 5, but he stays there in P13 with only a 104.4. He's out of fuel as well.
He's out.
Yeah, that is... Jack Imac is out of qualifying in Austria.
Jack Imac, but that is a shock exit there.
Yeah.
We
And
do
he's still
have a
probably going to
few
win, but...
faster runners.
Giannuzzi purple in the first sector.
Stefan.
Kronos Grand is the furthest around his lap, though. He's coming into the final two corners now. Not taking too many risks up to the line. He gets a bit out of shape in the final corner, though. Up the line, he improves, but he can't get himself off the bottom. He can recharge and go again, but he won't get a chance of hit. If he's got enough fuel, he might have a chance. But yeah, he is recharging the ERS here.
3 tenths up. So at the minute, that's looking
And
like a
Fuzzle's
very
in the
solid
pits.
lap.
Fuzzle's not going to improve.
Stefan coming around the final.
Giannuzzi improves into P6. Now,
Gonna have to chuck it in this lap, and this could send Pyro into the drop zone.
oh, he
my
goes
God,
top.
what a
That's a
lap.
good lap. Yeah, that's a very good lap. El Plan retires. I think El Plan's got into the wall at the final corner.
D10 got a 5-place grid penalty.
They
for
made
collision with the
contact.
plan. Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, because El
D10
Plan's
retires.
out on the track. D10's not going to improve.
Oh dear, that's not good.
So,
it looks like
and Pyro Pyro's out. He's out of fuel. So Pyro's knocked out. Petter Flat is down in the first sector, but Petter Flat needs this lap. Sweatback Flame needs this lap. Kronos has had the chance to go again.
Petter Flat only up by 30 thousandths at the minute. It's not going to be enough. He's going to have to chuck
He
it
needs a
into
bit
the
more than his
final 2
tenth.
corners.
Yeah.
He needs this final 2 corners to gain.
Oh
another
no! There's a blocking with the McLaren. That's Pyro.
Oh,
Pyro picked up a
Pyro,
grid
no.
penalty for it as well. And that knocks
Oh, dear.
Petterflat out.
That's not good. That was a bit.
Petterflat apparently was also blocked by a Red Bull. That would be sus among us.
That is a shame. But we do have
Sweatback
Sweatback
Flame,
on
2
the
tenths
field
up. Yeah, he's the last person who has a chance to improve.
Forrest has done a 105 flat 2 times in a row.
Now up the line for Sweatback Flame. What can he do? He goes into P7. That knocked Fuzzle out. By less than a tenth. Fuzzle's knocked out. Kronos is actually 3 tenths up at the moment. He might have a chance, but he goes very wide at the penultimate corner. He's kept it within the line. Martinez improves. Kronos up to the line. He can improve by 3 tenths, but he stays 15th.
So a shock exit of Jack Einman.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that. He was looking very good in practice. Not sure what happened. He was on a 103.8 in practice.
Yeah, I can totally see that, and he topped Q1 as well. There's just
But that
no
is
chance
so
to
close.
improve.
Look at that. That is such close order.
Martinez topping Q2 here, and there's all these grid penalties now because of just like people managing to make contact on their laps. It was. Ooh. El Plan was about half a second away from the drop zone. Wait, how did El Plan get knocked out and Pau GT didn't? Oh, El Plan crashed on the track. Yeah, El Plan hit D10 on the track, so even though he should be through, he's not. Like, he's qualifies 10th, but he won't be able to set a lap in Q3.
So that is going to be a few penalties for.
Oh, and it's raining again.
Oh, I don't know how the rain changes, how the weather changes in like 5 minutes. That much.
It's the F1 game, that's how.
Just changes suddenly. Last session it looked like really sunny.
Yeah.
Really good, dark and gloomy. But there will only be 9 drivers.
Yeah.
El Plan's retirement. So, rain it is, and I didn't catch who's out first. It's Martinez out first on track. I don't know whether it's gonna.
Yes. Got a few drivers coming out. It is still raining, but it doesn't seem to be raining too heavily.
Martinez already exceeded track limits.
Yeah, he took a bit too much curb into 3.
Yeah. It's gonna. I think the best thing you can do here. So I don't know what the whether it's gonna dry out in the end again. But I don't think it will do.
So it is Martinez who top Q2. He will be the first to set a time in Q3 here. And off goes the Alfa Romeo into turn 1. Good barreling in. Gets on the brakes, gets it turned in. Slightly missed the apex, goes very wide. And he invalidates his lap as well. It seemed like he lost time, but the game usually doesn't care about that, whether you lose time or not. So Liam Ward then up into turn 2 and 3. And he gets way too deep into 3. Now back on the power.
Ooh, have you looked at Elkan's clip?
No, not yet. I've seen him send it. I've not had the chance to watch it. Liam Ward just coming into turn 4 now. Now down into round 5, down into 6. Liam Ward with a 49.5 in the first 2 sectors. Gets back on the power and comes blasting down into the final 2 corners. What can Liam do? Up to the line as he comes around turn 10. On the power, up to the line. Liam sets a 1:11.3 as the early benchmark. Swept back flame next to the line. And he gets on the power, on the run up to the line. He goes P2 with a 1:11.6. Sus Among Us goes top with a 1:11.1. And then it's Stefan with a 1:11.3.
And again, just so close between the.
Yeah, and Shakos does a 1:11.2. So that's about 200ths of a second down. Power GT can only manage a 1:11.9. D10 can only manage a 1:12.0. Giannuzzi can only manage a 1:12.2. So possibly the rain's getting heavier here.
Yeah.
And there's a yellow flag. Liam stops. He's missing an end plate.
Martinez on his lap. It's 49.8 in that middle sector. I think that's up on Liam by what?
He needs to chuck it into the final 2 corners. I think he might be out of fuel. No, he's not. He's just not putting much throttle down. Martinez goes into P5 with a 1:11.6.
It's an alright lap from Martinez. Obviously unused inters as well. I don't know whether they're using scrubs from Q1 as well, so can't tell.
Doubt it. Stefan's going again. Possibly they think the rain's only going to get heavier. Shakos is coming in, as is Sweatback Flame. Sus Among Us stays out.
Giannuzzi coming round the final 2 corners.
Yeah, Giannuzzi's going again.
Into the final corner. It's just gonna be.
P7.
That's not good for Giannuzzi.
Power GT is just beginning another run. Stefan's the furthest around a current run, I believe. Yeah, Martinez is on his way in.
D10 invalidates and his.
Stefan backs off. So does Sus Among Us. I think they've. Yeah, it's raining so heavily. I think they've all decided that they're not going to be able to improve. And if that's the case, then it'll be Sus Among Us on pole position.
Finish your turn. Cross.
Yeah, look how heavily it's raining. There's no way they're improving at this point.
Yeah.
Like, if you cut to someone in the pit lane, you can really see it. Shakos is going out again though.
Oh, I don't think it's worth it, personally. Yeah, it's way too heavy now.
Yeah, it's almost full wet conditions.
Yeah. They're very heavy.
Gonna take this option. Oh, yeah, L plans clip. That's not ideal.
Yeah. I think that'll be a penalty for D10. Personally.
Oh, if L plan reports it.
Oh yeah. If he reports it.
I don't think I've seen L plan turn in a ticket before.
I just don't think he cares that much.
Yeah. Yeah, Martinez has selected the wets.
Yeah, no time to be found in this.
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way anyone's improving at the moment.
You
Yeah,
don't
it's
ride on
way
the
too
ball,
wet.
do you?
Yeah, no, it's way too wet. It's full wet.
Yeah. D10's gonna try though. Is he gonna try?
They're going for it.
He has nothing to lose.
Yeah, the game's telling people that Inters aren't the recommended tyre anymore.
D10's gonna come out of the pits, I think. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, I guess it's worth a shot for D10.
Yeah, he won't improve though.
No, he won't.
Sus is going to be on pole.
Yeah. It's good stuff from Sus. It's like he never left. I'm gonna ride on board. Jeez, yeah, that is bad. But and you got to remember, D10 does have a 5 place grid penalty for that collision with plan. So he will be starting P14 and Pyro starting P17. Could spice things up at the back. So we're going to have D10 to start his lap now. I think he invalidated his next lap. No, he didn't. Let's see what he can do. Idea of how wet the conditions really are. Yeah, D10 3 tenths down in sector. There's no improvement there, so that will be the final.
Yeah, it will likely be the final qualifying order unless it magically stops raining, but it's not.
Oh, and up and down.
Yeah, no, it's not.
They won't have enough time to get in the pits and stuff.
And it's not going to properly dry up in 2 minutes either.
Yeah, D10 1.6 that comes down.
Yeah, there's no way.
That's that done. As Sasha turns in a pole position, which is great. And a Swiss. Yeah, I think everyone's going to have to retire now.
Yeah.
If that would be ideal for us.
It would, but it's unlikely.
Sweat back retires.
Liam's heading back out. Not that it's going to matter for anything.
Track. Not really. Still just trying to figure out the wet condition. Because he didn't come out in the first set of wet, did he?
Oh, Liam came out. Oh, yeah, in Q1 he didn't. No, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So he's gonna. Oh, Stefan into the pits with a massive slide, almost into the wall.
I mean, it wouldn't matter. Wouldn't have mattered if he went to the wall, but
it would have caused some drama. So at least that was interesting. Yeah, Shantos retires. So that's only what 17 thousandths between the top two. Very close qualifying, ran a short lap.
Yeah, like short lap. I remember tier 2 last season. It was a tie for pole. Like it was the same lap time. And
I think I was like P5, P6 or
something like that, yeah. And I would have made, and I really wanted to go and put like a video of it on the socials, but then my mic volume was at the sort of level where I decided that it wouldn't perform well enough, so I didn't bother.
Yeah. Oh, they haven't just gone off the track.
And Martinez going into the barrier.
Lovely.
They're just having some fun.
Yeah, why not?
Liam should do.
Was that his AI who went into a barrier?
No, I think what happened was that he went into a barrier, and then because he's on his outlap, he then had the AI taking over. Like when the checker flag fell. Giannucci comes into the pits, so we're just waiting on Liam.
Ah, Liam, just bang it into a wall, please. He's gonna go up to the line, isn't he?
Probably. Be better than going into the pits.
Please don't go in the pits. Please don't go in the pits.
He's going in the pits. Alright, no, he's not. Well done, Liam.
Oh,
cheers,
God.
Liam.
Cheers, mate.
Saved us a good 30 seconds there.
Takes so long to register.
Yeah, because they need to like come into the pit. They need to cross the line, like cross into the pit lane.
Yeah.
Then they're under delta. And they go all the way, and then they stop, and then they need to be pulled into the garage, and then they need to reach a certain point.
It takes so long.
My entire house is shaking because of a plane overhead.
Yeah, there was like roadworks near where I live, and like my house, there was like a massive truck, and my house was just shaking. Like I think, like some of my stuff just fell off the walls and bits.
Feels like
Ridiculous.
me when I let go of my wheel with my Phantom. Like my monitors shake. It's crazy.
I bet.
Like my entire desk shakes at that point, including the monitors.
Are we ready for the?
We've got another 5 minutes to wait.
Are we doing Wikipedia?
We could do some podcasting.
Let's do some podcasting.
Don't even need Wikipedia because I've got a book about this stuff now.
You sad man. Now Wikipedia's funnier though.
True, and it's better to read. I was just looking at those stats and it's like those facts in there. It wouldn't be the best to read. Wikipedia search Red Bull Ring.
Right. So the race has been held 42 times. It was first held back in 1993. The most wins by a driver is Max. Most wins by a constructor is for.
You're cutting out so much.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, you are.
Oh, God. Circuit length. Did that cut out?
No, that's fine.
4.318 kilometers, which is 2.683 miles. Race length is 306.2 kilometers. That is with 71 laps. And over to you now, Nina. It's your turn now. Okay, drive it. History. Wait, where's that? Oh my god. Yeah. Interesting. Winners of the Grand Prix.
I just realised I was muted on stream the entire time I said that. Oh well.
Oh, you numpty. Interesting. Right, let's have a look at the drivers and tyres. Zakis Beast on hards. Hats on hards. Pyro on mediums. Caro medium. Unitos softs. Quanos Grand hards. D10 mediums. Mediums with Jack Imac. Petaflat hards. Fuzzle mediums. L Plan hards. Power hards. Gianuzzi hard. Sweatback hard. Martinez medium. Liam hard. Stefan medium. Shaq hard. Stuff medium.
It just goes from cloud to heavy rain.
So your formation lap is underway.
Yeah, it's mostly mediums and hards across the board. Unitos has gone with the softs there.
He's just going to try and get a few positions at the start.
Possibly hoping for a safety car.
Yeah. I mean, when you're down in P15, it's worth.
Yeah, it's always worth going for something.
Down in P17, which is not ideal for.
Yeah. I mean, D10 dropped. Jack Imac moved up 1.
Yeah.
No, he moved up 2, yeah. D10 gaining a bit. Oh, no, not D10 didn't gain anything. He lost a bit. Yeah. L Plan's starting P9 instead of P10 because of D10's penalty.
Yeah. It doesn't really affect the top 8 anyway. So
Yeah, no.
doesn't push them up.
Sus among us lining up from Shakos. Sus will most likely get the better start with the medium compound.
Yeah, most likely.
I mean, theoretically he should. But Shakos could just pull off the jump off the line.
Could do. Or total annihilation in. That's always an option.
Could always put an A in.
That's very true. Ayan is very good at being Ayan. So, us to line up and taking it slow, just getting that extra bit of heat into the.
Yeah, just getting us. Also, the more he slows down, the more Like the more the cars at the back catch up, so the less cold his tires will get while waiting. We just wait for the last few cars to line up on the grid. Martinez, so far the only one to miss his grid spot, whilst we wait for Hertz at the back to line up before we can get underway. This camera angle is absolutely awful. For the Austrian Grand Prix, to 5 red lights. It's lights out and away we go. And Sus Among Us has got a good start and he pulls away into turn 1. Sus Among Us leads into turn 1, followed by Shackles. Side by side between Stefan and Liam Buwalda. Stefan gets himself ahead. Martinez goes around the outside of the McLaren driver. Seems to be all calm so far. Power GT might be under a bit of pressure from Fuzzle behind. Jack Imac on the inside of the Mercedes driver. They're side by side. There's a bit of crunching into turn 3. But doesn't seem to be anything too drastic. Giannuzzi and Sweatback Flame side by side down towards turn 4. Looking like they might be trying to go 3 wide in the background. Power GT and L Plan side by side. That's dribbling. That is Fuzzle. Possibly a bit of contact with Jack Imac. Pedaflat goes through. Stefan's got past Shackles as well into second place. The medium tyres working out well for him. Still side by side is L Plan and Jack Imac. Jack goes through on the inside of turn 8. You don't often see overtakes there, but Jack's made it work.
Pyro's gone through and Hats, and he's got back from a dive down the inside.
And Sus Among Us leads at the end of lap 1, followed by Stefan. He's 1.1 seconds clear.
This camera angle's terrible.
Yeah. You really can't see anything going on. We're gonna see.
It's quite close between all of them. It's starting to move away slightly.
Yeah. Oh, Jack gonna try and squeeze his way around the outside. He doesn't quite, but he goes for the switchback. Gets a much better exit than Power GT. And he pulls ahead long before the next corner. Jack Imac gets himself up into 8th from 13th? No, 12th, I think it was, on the grid.
Very close at the back, and it's just going to be a massive DRS train, I think.
Yeah, quite possibly, but at the front it very much won't be with Sussa.
Massive slide from Pyro. It's lost a bit of time, but luckily it hasn't fucking dearly.
Yeah, it's not going to be seeing many DRS trains towards the front with Sus Among Us 1.3 seconds ahead of Stefan behind. Sets the fastest lap of the race as well. DRS is now enabled. Shackles will have it on the Aston Martin ahead of him, but Stefan won't be able to get the rear wing flap from Sus Among Us. And that sees Shackles closing in. And Stefan can't really do much about it at this stage.
Pyro sends one down on the inside on Pyro and gets past. He moves himself up into P6. Unitos just trying to keep within that DRS.
Fuzzle's had an awful first few laps. L Plan and Power GT, they're side by side. Round turn 4 into turn 5. A pair of them going to be side by side into turn 6, where L Plan squeezes way ahead of the Williams driver and gets himself up into 9th place. It's still 1.1 seconds from Sus Among Us to Stefan. So the Red Bull will stay ahead. Sweatback Flame and Jack Imac side by side. Sweatback goes round the outside, but he goes a bit too wide. Gets himself a 3-second time penalty already. So that's 3 track extensions in 3 laps.
Really wide.
Yeah, Sweatback Flame's had... Yes, that's 3 track extensions in 3 laps from Sweatback Flame. And that's given him a time penalty already, the first one of the race. Here comes Jack Imac with the DRS. He can't do anything about that. Stefan's now closed massively to Sus Among Us. Possibly managed to get the DRS into turn 3. And now the Aston Martin starting to close in. And Shackles dropping back slightly from the driver ahead of him. The hard tyres not quite in their optimal window just yet. Pedflat gets past Power GT. They're going to be side by side. Pedaflat just about gets himself ahead. With Power GT practically pushing him through the corner. Trying to get back past. There's nowhere to make the overtake at this part of the racetrack. And he just has to sit behind Pedaflat for the time being. But now Stefan's close within 2/10 of Sus Among Us. With the DRS now all the way around to turn 3. Here comes the Aston Martin. Pulls to the outside of the Red Bull. Gets the move done before the corner. There's a yellow flag. That's Fuzzle spun around at turn 1. Now Sus Among Us with the DRS again. But he won't be able to get back past. I think Stefan will have that one covered for the time being. So Stefan takes the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix on lap 5. L Plan and Sweatback Flames side by side. This is for P8. There's a bit of wheel bang between the two of them. Sweatback Flame goes for the move on the outside. Can he make it stick into turn 6? Yes, he can. L Plan looking to go back past round the corner, but he can't quite. Pedaflat was ahead of Power GT earlier. He's dropped down to 13, possibly a bit of contact.
Oh, Pyro on the Pedaflat. Is he going to send one into the...
Oh, they're side by side. These two made contact in qualifying. They made contact again. They sent Pedaflat wide. Pyro now gets the DRS again. He pulls to the inside with the DRS. Can he make the move? He's just about inching his way ahead. He does get the move done. He's a bit out of shape on the exit. Now Pedaflat is side by side with him again. D10 pulls out on Power GT and gets the move done. Jack Imac also getting ahead of Giannuzzi. Oh, he knows what's going on throughout the field. Fire on the outside. There's been a contact again between the two of them, and Pedaflat squeezes his way back ahead. Pyro with DRS. Jack Imac and Giannuzzi still side by side around turn 4. And into turn 5, Jack Imac just about squeezes his way ahead, unless Giannuzzi's going to try and go for the switchback, which he can't quite manage. So Jack Imac is now up into 6th here. It's definitely been a good first few laps from the reigning champion. Giannuzzi is the only driver to stay in his starting position so far.
He's in quite a good place. He's 1.3 seconds above L Plan, and he's got it around.
Yeah, L Plan and Sweatback look like they're going to keep battling for the next, for the foreseeable future. Sus Among Us closing back into Stefan here. Is he going to be able to go to the outside? Not quite. But the Red Bull driver has caught back up to the Aston Martin. And Shakos also closing in. There's a yellow flag. That's Zakis Beast around on the exit of turn 1. Not into the barriers though. Just spun himself around. There's no damage to the front wing. Jack Imac and Giannuzzi side by side again. Jack still stays ahead. Just about.
Massive DRS screen forming at the back of the grid.
Yeah, from D10 downwards, they're from D10 down to Hearts, they're all within a second of each other.
Yeah, it's very close. It's really quite a close race.
And there's a big DRS train at the front as well. Shackles has got a much better run than Sus Among Us that time around. Are the Hearts possibly starting to come into their optimal sort of window? It's not enough to get any moves into turn 1. Is Sus Among Us close enough to be able to go for a move on Stefan? The Aston Martin driver does seem to have a bit less downforce than the cars around him, because he's managed to hold on even when they have their DRS flaps open. D10 and Sweatback Flame engaging in battle. D10 gets ahead.
Massive DRS chain now is from P8 to P17.
Here comes Giannuzzi on Jack Imac, pulls to the inside line, gets the move pretty much done into turn 4. Just about stays ahead. Jack Imac and Giannuzzi are also side by side. It's for P6 in the race here. Giannuzzi manages to squeeze his way ahead of...
Oh, who's gone in the gravel? Power GT is in the gravel.
Oh, he's kept it going. He's kept it going. Oh, Pedaflat's round as well. Yeah, that's
such a shame.
He's also kept it out of the wall,
now,
just about.
All of a sudden, Unitas is under pressure from Pyro.
That one's not going to end well.
No, that one's really not gonna.
Is Shackles close enough to be able to go for a move on Sus Among Us? He has to think about it, but Sus pulled to the inside himself of Stefan. But off the exit of turn 4, Shackles doesn't have a good enough exit to be able to go for a move. And it's all going to stay as it was. And Pyro not quite close enough to go for any moves here.
Yeah, he's just going to take his time.
Oh, Zakis Beast gone round again on the exit of turn 1. Here goes Pyro to the inside of the Alpine. There's going to be a side by side. Pyro squeezes way ahead. And there's nothing Untos can really do about that. Possibly the soft tires of the Alpine starting to go off. Zakis Beast gone off again, but he doesn't have damage. Sus Among Us seems to be really struggling on his medium tires right now. Shackles is all over the back of him. He's the only driver in the top 4 on the harder compound. He does seem to have that advantage at this stage. He's got a DRS, but it's not quite enough to be able to go for any moves. Jack Imac had the DRS on Giannuzzi. Is he going to pull to the inside of the Haas driver? He has to think about it, but he doesn't go for it this time around. But down into turn 4 this time. DRS active for the Ferrari driver. He's going to pull to the inside. I don't think Giannuzzi can defend that one. Jack on the inside. Giannuzzi trying to go around the outside, but he can't make the move work. And that is Jack, who gets himself back up in 6th place. And across the field, I don't think we have much more going on. Zakis Beast comes into the pit lane, off the hard tyres, going for the mediums, without any damage, possibly just due to some overheating tyres. Sus Among Us getting out of shape there in the penultimate corner, going very wide as well. Now here comes Shackles. Will he be able to make the move into turn 1? He's a bit too far back. Just has to tuck in behind. And Sus Among Us goes wide again. Now Shackles really has the run on him.
Ooh.
And yeah, and Shackles pulls ahead of the Red Bull driver before even getting close to the corner. Now, will Shackles be able to chase down Stefan? Sus Among Us couldn't do it, but can Shackles?
Shackles can definitely do it. He's a fast driver.
Yeah, he can, but he's got a different tyre as well, though. Sus Among Us couldn't with the same tyres.
Sweatback and L plan. So it's going to be another. The chain's going to get even larger. Yet again.
Ooh,
oh,
Power GT and Chrono side by side.
L plan and Sweatback about having very close between them. Playing very hard. Ooh, L plan just. Catch up. This battle has cost them a lot of time.
Shackles has DRS here on Stefan.
Delplan going to send one down the inside. Oh no, just thinks about it, but he's not close enough. So he's going to get a good exit out of turn 1 now. L-plan to the outside. Sweatback Flame is up. No, L-plan is up into P9. Caught myself a bit lost there.
Shackles looked like he might be close enough to go for a move, but he didn't quite go for one. It's just a bit too far back.
Back on L-plan. Of course, it's a great battle here. L-plan with a bit of a slide at the X. Yeah,
that is the 3 DRS zones that really promote racing around this circuit.
That's on the Connors Grand.
Back at the front is Shackles gonna have enough to close in. He's closing down all the way into turn 1, and then he gets the run to turn 3, and then the run to turn 4 as well. Untos comes into the pit lane off those soft tyres. Shackles has the DRS. He's closer than he's ever been. Is he going to pull to the inside? Yes, he does. Into turn 3, Shackles on the inside of Stefan. Gets the move done. There's a bit of contact between the two of them as Stefan tries to keep a wheel in around the outside. Now Sus Among Us on the inside line gets past the Aston Martin, and now is he going to be able to go for the move on Shackles as well? Pulls to the outside of the Haas driver. They're side by side now with Stefan as well. Is Stefan going to try and stick a wheel past Shackles? He's not quite able to because he's got Sus Among Us on his inside. They're side by side through turn 6. Sus Among Us on the inside of Stefan. They're going to be side by side into turn 7 all this time.
Very good racing.
They're still side by side through turn 8, and it is Stefan that just about gets himself ahead. Now there's Martinez on the inside of Sus. There's a bit of contact between the two of them. Martinez gets the move done on the inside and gets himself up into 3rd place, and all of a sudden Sus Among Us, from looking like he was going to challenge for the lead, has dropped down to P4.
Oh, it's not good for Sus and his win intentions. I think someone's going to have to pit soon.
Yeah, one of these guys will have to.
check.
But then without the DRS, they might start to struggle.
It's true.
Because they're all sort of
All
pulling
about
themselves
timing.
along.
It's true. They might just stick together here.
Martinez with the DRS doesn't have enough to challenge Stefan. Stefan with the DRS can't pass Shackles either.
Yeah. Oh, El Plan
Yeah, El Plan
gets
has
back
swept back.
Swept back.
Battling yet again.
Very, very close at the front.
Yeah, it's close all across the field. That's just the nature of the circuit. Pyro looking to get into the points here as well. I mean, after penalties are applied, he will be, but it's always better to be in the points on track as well.
Yeah.
It's never ideal to have to rely on penalties.
Of course, he's slowly pulling away, but then he slowly pulls away in the middle.
Sweatback pulls
but then
into the
gets-
pit lane. On lap 15 of 36, Sweatback comes in. It's a 3-second time penalty for Power GT.
Yeah, that's not
Pyro
ideal.
gets up ahead. So now Pyro into P10. Sweatback dropping down the order as he would in the pit lane. Here comes Martinez on Stefan for 2nd place. Pulls to the inside into turn 4. I don't think Stefan can do much about that. But is he going to go for his switchback? He gets a bit too loose on the rear end. And that is Martinez who pulls himself through into 2nd place in this Austrian Grand Prix.
Needs to get himself out of that
Shackles.
range.
Yeah,
quickly.
he's
Is he gonna
getting.
do it?
He could pull it this lap. He's got like no,
don't think
it's
he's
not
got enough
quite
time.
gonna have enough unless he can do it in the one corner. No, he won't. He won't quite get out of DRS range this lap. Well, actually, he did. Martinez doesn't have the DRS,
Oh,
but he might get it into. Yeah, he does get it this time around though into turn 3.
yeah.
Unfortunately, if your name is Shakos, the driver behind you still has your DRS. If they can catch Zakis Beast soon, that will also really play into into Shakos' hands, because that will give him DRS. So Martinez now up into 2nd place. Jack Imac and Giannuzzi are still sharing the same piece of tarmac, like even after this long. Pyro now on the back of El Plan, now that Sweatback Flames got out of the way between them. Now Pyro pulls the inside, and that is Pyro ahead of the AlphaTauri. Although Pyro really loose on the rear end, and that invites El Plan straight back through. It looked like the move was done, but Pyro really just struggled under acceleration, made a big mistake. He's lucky to keep that out of the wall, to be honest. And with how sideways that McLaren got, he can consider himself fortunate that he managed to save it. Martinez in 2nd, interesting enough, is underfueled, so he's banking on a safety car in this race.
Yeah, I never underfuel.
Yeah, in a wet race you can, because you always get that bit of fuel back. Right. And there's often is a safety car, but you can't bank on it.
Exactly. I don't know whether there will be in this race.
Oh no, there might be. Oh, Kronos going very late on the brakes, side by side with Hart. But he doesn't quite have the acceleration required to get past the Red Bull. So he's going to pull to the inside this time around, and I think he will have it into turn 4. Yes, he does. Kronos gets up into 13th place, but he has that time penalty as well.
Stefan just trying to chase down Martinez and get that Peter.
Yeah, he
Shakos
really just wants.
It's really unfortunate for Shakos. He's really trying to play
Yeah.
in the middle and then loses it.
Because he's on a strategy offset as well, so he'll be going a bit longer, with the anticipation that he'll have better tires at the end. Sweatback Flame picks up a second time penalty off the race.
6 seconds for about it. They haven't got too many hasn't been too many penalties.
Yeah,
given
he
out, but
goes
there's been
Pyro back on El Plan.
warnings. A lot of warnings.
Pyro gets back past El Plan, but he's going to have to defend into turn 4. Possibly took the move a bit too early, but I don't think El Plan's going to be able to make the move. No, he's not. So Pyro does get that P9 position. And Stefan's the first of the front runners to get a 3-second time penalty. Through goes Sus Among Us. Stefan really getting a poor exit off that previous corner. Possibly just took a bit too much curb and got out of shape, which would make sense for the 3-second time penalty as well.
Still on Pyro.
Yeah, El Plan's not giving up, but Pyro will probably stay ahead for a while.
Yeah.
Shakos still out front from Martinez and Sus. I don't think that order looks like changing anytime soon.
So El Plan's going to chase down Pyro now. Is it going to be close? Will be. Just within. No, it's just not there yet for El Plan. Might be down this straight. So
He's
close.
a bit too far back. He's not going to get it.
No. If he's entitled to go for a move at this point, but it's
Yeah, Pyro hasn't covered. It doesn't. And Hearts are side by side for 13th. I think he got past both Hearts and Coronas there. I didn't see the move on the AlphaTauri, but I think he did jump those 2 positions. Now get himself into 13th. Oh, it's gone out with Sweatback Flame and Corona's ground. They've made a bit of contact. I think that was partially a network issue, because it didn't seem to be contact, but I heard it and Sweatback spun as if there was. But I didn't see any. Possibly that would have been a network problem due to Sweatback Flame being on the other side of the world to most of these guys and where the lobby is hosted.
Yeah.
Pyro hosting the lobby in the United Kingdom, Sweatback Flame over in Canada.
Yeah, it's always going to be an issue.
Yeah. It's not quite as bad as having an Australian in the lobby, but...
Yeah, that was really bad yesterday.
Yeah, I saw some of it. Like it's the funniest thing to when, like, you don't go near someone, but then they just act like you did because of... Or when you... Like when a car from another country reacts as if you hit them when you went nowhere near.
It's starting to rain.
Wait, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is!
Yeah.
Yeah. That was earlier than the forecast predicted. That's probably why most of these guys have stayed out, even on 20 lap on mediums, sticking out to see if it's gonna rain. The rain earlier than it was forecast to.
El Plan. There's someone still not close enough for El Plan to send one on the Pyro the exit. And this is gonna give El Plan to go round.
You're cutting out quite badly. I can understand what you're trying to say. I just can't actually hear it.
Really? Don't know what's going on. Hold on.
Like, I just kind of heard El Rang Pyro or something.
Alright, hold on. Let me just disconnect and I'll jump back.
Martinez, half a second to Shakos now. As the rain starts to fall.
Is that slightly better or not?
I don't, like, it's not always when you cut out, it's just some of the time.
Yeah. Of course it's the time when I'm commentating on something.
Oh yeah, you don't cut out when you're not talking, because there's nothing to cut out.
Well, no, when I'm talking casually then.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Circuit Beast is approaching getting lapped by the leaders. It's gonna hope for his race that he doesn't. Power GT in. I think that's a bit early considering the rain's starting to fall. Surely you'd want to stay out a bit longer. Maybe his tyres just given up. What, come on, Power GT's going for the intermediates. That's a very early call.
That is early, but if it plays out, then
We can just compare the gaps and just see at what point he starts gaining. At first, he's definitely going to be losing time because there's no way it's right for Inters at this stage. But then, some point later, it might start to be appropriate, and then we can see how well he does. Shakos is very nearly in, like, getting DRS from Zakis Beast. I think the gap's probably about 1.5 seconds if I had to estimate one. It doesn't look much more than that between Martinez and Shakos. El Plan's in. He's sped as well. El Plan's in the pits. But he went a bit too fast. He also going for the Inters.
yeah.
The gap, Power DT is keeping roughly similar to Fuzzle, who's on fairly new hards. I mean, 9-lap-old hards compared to brand new Inters.
He's gaining time in corners. From what I can see.
It's roughly even, I think. Hart's also in for the intermediates.
He's losing time. How?
Yeah.
No, he's gained it again.
Well, he's staying around 4 seconds. So if this are a crossover period, it's not quite worth the pit stop yet. I don't think but Shakos has pulled away out that 1 second window. And he also has the DRS to Zakis Beast ahead of him. Martinez comes into the pit lane, first of the leaders to do so. So Martinez goes early, and Stefan's nowhere to be seen as well, I just noticed. Stefan's dropped a long way back, but so is Sus among us. What's happened between all of them? Shakos is pulling away greatly. He's really pulling away now. Possibly the medium tires being 23 laps old. It's starting to go off now. Lots of cars are choosing now as the time to pit for the intermediates. Shakos has now lapped Zakis Beast, so he won't have DRS anymore. I think now might be the time to pit if you were Shakos. There's lots and lots of cars in the pit lane. Will Shakos become one of them? Just coming round into the final 2 corners now. This is where he needs to make his decision. Is he coming in? Yes, he is. Shakos is in the pit lane. Into the pits comes Shakos. Sus Among Us stays out. Liam Warder stays out. Stefan stays out. Giannuzzi is coming into the pit lane. Jack Imax coming into the pit lane. D10 is also coming into the pit lane. So he's going to be double stacking with his teammate, but he should be far enough back that it won't matter too much. Martinez on the intermediate tyres. Will he come out ahead of Shakos? Shakos coming in towards turn 1 now. He's on the inside there. You can see the Alfa Romeo on the right-hand side. And Shakos does stay ahead of Martinez in the Alfa Romeo. So Shakos will maintain his advantage unless it is still fast to be on slicks.
I mean, Eunice just stay down. It's around equal still.
Yeah, there's not much of a pace delta at this stage. I think they're just choosing to pit now because it's better than being on old tyres. Yeah. Will Sus Among Us be coming in this lap as well? Yeah, they do. Sus Among Us coming into the pit lane. So does Liam Warder and does Stefan. All 3 of them. All 3 of the leaders coming in. Shakos is only 10 seconds behind them. Shakos is going to come out a long way in the race lead. Unitos is surely got to come in as well. Yes, he does. There's a yellow flag. That is Zakis Beast off at turn 1 again. I think that's the 3rd time this race. Yeah. Liam Warder and Sus Among Us coming out side by side. Liam in the McLaren has jumped the Red Bull, who started on pole, now down to 4th. It's been jumped in the pit stops by Liam Warder and McLaren.
In comes in Unitos now to...
Yeah, Unitos coming into the pit lane Fuzzle still has to make a stop at some point. So Shackle's now 1.8 seconds out front. Aparo pitted, but he went onto the soft tyres. And he's losing time to El Plan ahead of him. Possibly, though, if he thinks the rain's going to stay this light, it might genuinely be faster to be on the softs than on the inters.
Yeah, it might just about be, yeah.
It's borderline at the moment, I think. And I think the main reason why everyone pitted is just to get up, because they have to pit anyway. Zakis Beast comes in a lap down. I think the main reason why most people pitted was that they had to pit at some point during the race. And this sort of point of the crossover makes it worth it.
Yeah. I could agree with that. Pyro on the back of Unitos.
I think for some of them, if they'd already made a pit stop, they might
couple,
try to stay out. El Plan's coming back in. And he sped again. El Plan sped for the second time this race. So that gives him a 13-second time penalty. What tyre is El Plan going on to? El Plan's going back onto softs. So has Aparo got the strategy absolutely perfectly here?
No. Gone to set.
Liam Buwalda and Sus Among Us are side by side. Liam on the outside, Sus on the inside. Now it swaps around the inside, turns into the outside becomes the inside. Liam Buwalda gets ahead into turn 6. And now regains that third place. Sus Among Us tried to take it from him, but he didn't have enough. And Jack Omax's only 7/10 behind these two. Martinez is back in as well.
Oh, who's round there?
That's Hearts, yeah. Hearts going around.
Okay.
Martinez is back in. I think they're deciding it's not worth being on the inters, because he's also gone onto the slicks.
To set, though.
It's not raining heavily. I think that's the main reason.
Yeah, but you can sit on the ground now, splashing around a bit. So that's normally when you
it
can
doesn't
tell.
look like it's wet enough for the inters.
No, it definitely is now.
I don't know. Like, it doesn't look particularly wet. Like,
If you go on board, you can tell.
It's only slightly raining.
Oh,
Like,
Pyro down the inside of Unitos. Very close, they're going side by side.
They are so close. Pyro just heading his way ahead. They're still gonna remain side by side down into turn 4. Pyro and Unitos gonna stay that way into turn 4. Pyro on the inside, squeezes Unitos out onto the curb, and he gets himself ahead. A Pyro on the slot passes Fuzzle on the hards. I want to see much. Yeah, they're all coming in. They've decided it's not worth being on the inters.
Yeah.
Because Martinez is gaining, and he's gaining quite quickly as well on Shakos. Like, it's not worth being on the inters at this stage. And I think Apparent made the correct strategy call in staying out. Like, going on to slicks when everyone else went on to inters.
Yeah, it could really help Aparo here.
It's 18 seconds Martinez to Shakos, and in probably not too long, like now it's 17.6. Although it might not be worth it to go back onto the softs though. Like, they're definitely faster.
Spray now, I don't know.
Yeah, the spray is starting to come down the track, but it has also pretty much stopped raining. Not quite, but there's a lot less drops on the camera as there, like, compared to how many there was. Although Martinez is now alongside D10 and he gets himself ahead. The softs are faster, but will it be worth it for the end of the race? There's a yellow flag. That's Fuzzle going slowly. Possibly having a spin there on the slick tyres that he's been on since lap 14.
I think Pyro must have had a bit of a
And
moment.
DRS is now disabled.
Yeah, I don't think it was worth the calls, personally.
And, like, he does seem to have stopped gaining. Like, at the time when he pitted, it was no longer worth being on it wasn't worth being on the Inters. But now I think it is. And now Sus Among Us and Liam Ward are side by side. Sus drifting a bit on the brakes. But he does remain ahead of Liam.
Oh,
Liam Ward is staying in. There's a safety car deployed.
Oh,
Someone's gone off. There's no one. No one's gone out. But someone's gone off the track. That's Stefan, I think, that's had a moment. Martinez is going very slowly. Yeah, Stefan's lost his front wing.
Yeah.
Stefan's had a moment into the barriers. The safety car's deployed. Is anyone... Shackles is coming in. Does it... Does he... What tires is Shackles going on to?
I don't think it's worth it, personally.
No, like, you're going to come in with about 3 laps to go. Jack Imac's coming in. Martinez is also coming in.
It's gone on for another pair of Inters.
With that this long to go, I don't think it's worth it. Liam Ward has got a penalty for collision with Sus Among Us.
Oh, Liam's lost his front wing. Well, part of it.
He's lost his end plate and got a penalty. Shackles rejoined in third. Martinez goes on to wets. He's gone from the slicks to the full wets.
Absolute numpty. Numpty.
So now, will Shackles he needs to quickly get past Liam and then go for Sus. Because when the safety car comes in, it will probably be lap 33. So we'll have like 3 laps to go till the end of the race. I don't know, I would probably have opted to keep track position there, in that position, with only a few laps to go. But
I don't really understand that, really. But like, it could give him the edge. So
it could.
Never know, really.
Oh, Cronus is having to wait for El Plan to serve his 5-second time penalty, which drops him quite the way back as well. And coming into the pit lane, that's Liam Walder. With the front wing damage and with the 5-second time penalty. Liam's come into the pit lane. That might drop him all the way down to 8th, possibly. Yeah, because he's having to serve the penalty. He's now having to change his front wing. That's going to drop him outside the points. Completely. It's going to drop him. Yeah, it's dropping him all the way. Zakis Beast is is in the queue as well, right ahead of his teammate. Martinez asking him to get out the way as soon as possible. I swept
I
back.
said the man that I slid into the pit.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
This man just doesn't get it.
He doesn't know what luck is. Like, Sweatback Flame does not know the definition of the word luck.
There's nothing, the poor guy.
Yeah, it's like, you gotta feel bad for him, because he does have pace.
Yeah.
But then, no matter what happens, there's always something that goes wrong.
Mhm. He has no luck.
Yeah. Alright, so Shakos, he's got... Safety car will probably be in at the end of next lap. So we'll have... it'll come in end of 33, so we'll have 34, 35, 36. Like, it will have 3 laps to try and hunt down Sus Among Us. On 5-lap fresher tyres. It's going to be an all-out sprint to the end.
Oh, I don't know. It could go either way here.
Yeah. It's an all-out sprint, but Sus Among Us holds the upper hand. It's the pole sitter versus the most poles last season.
So far, Pyro's had a very good race. So has Unitos.
Yeah.
D10 also have a good race.
They've managed not to make contact with each other. Must be the first time.
Still got another 3 laps left, mate.
Yeah. Biggest winners, Jack Imac, Aparo and Pyro, all up 9. D10 up 8. and Unitos up 6. Then the biggest losers, Liam down 8, Sweatback down 7, Power GT down 6. Everyone going intermediates to the end. Tech support reckons Sus will drop back.
It's raining heavy now.
Yeah, will Martinez wet cool work out for him? Right, we'll just have to wait and see. We've got a 3-lap shootout to decide the winner of the Austrian Grand Prix. It's looking like it's going to be Sus Among Us versus Shakos.
Yeah.
But possibly, if it's wet enough, Martinez could... If it does get to that point, Martinez will cut through these guys. Jack is an unlikely shout. There's a bit of contact between Jack and Shakos, I think that was. And Jack got a 5-second time bounty for it. And Martinez has jumped D10 before the line. But now Shakos doesn't have it enough to get past Sazamang into turn 1. But on the exit, Shakos almost goes round. And that invites Jack Imac to go through. And now Jack Imac going to go for the lead on Sazamang if they're side by side. Into turn 3. Jack and Sus side by side. On the brakes into turn 3. Jack Imac has that 8-second time bounty, of course. So unless he can get it removed at the end, this advantage won't stand. Shakos has dropped back to Sazamang. Will he be able to close back in? Liam Ward has got caught up in an instant, dropped down to 18th. Shakos needs to get past as soon as he can. Stefan and Martinez have made a bit of contact. Now the D10 on the back of him as well. D10, can he get past Stefan? And not quite. Not close enough, although can he squeeze it way up the inside into turn 6? It's so close. Sazamang is getting really out of shape. That's cost him 2 positions. Shakos now take the provisional race lead. Jack Imac is still leading on track, but Shakos has holds the net race lead now. And Sazamang is dropping all the way back to P5. And now he's side by side with D10. And he has to concede. And now Pyro go through as well. Now Fuzzle on the inside. And Sazamang has dropped back from provisional P1 all the way down to P8. This has not been a good restart lap for Sazamang. Now Unitos. He gets past 1. He gets past 2. Is he going to make it 3? He locks his rear wheels into turn 1. He drifts through the corner. Now he goes right into the wall. There's contact with his teammate. And now Power GT gaining all this. Giannuzzi up to P8. I'm trying to fathom what's going on right now on my screen.
It's amazing.
I'm trying to work out what's going on my screen. Like, everyone has time bounties. Liam Ward having a smack into the side of Hearts.
Christ.
Now, with all of this, yeah, he's not pulling away enough. Going on the penultimate lap with 1 more to go. He's not going to pull 8 seconds. He might be able to get that 5-second time bounty removed, but then he still needs another 1 second for that to get like outside that 3-second time bounty window. And now Martinez is starting to gain on Shakos. It is now full wet conditions. Martinez is beginning to gain, but I don't think it will be quite enough. If either of them battle, they might risk losing out to Jack Imac. Among Us down all the way in 15th now. I think, so on the final lap now, Jack Imac 1.8 seconds clear. If Shakos can avoid losing that just 1.2 seconds and keep it within the white lines, he should have the chance of winning the Grand Prix here. He's gained on Jack so far on this lap. Giannuzzi can't quite go for a move on a Paro. Looking at penalties are probably the most important thing right now. It's basically 3 seconds all across the board. Liam Borwada will jump up a load of positions actually. He'll jump all the way up into the points as it stands with no penalties. Stefan and D10 side by side. Stefan with a time bounty, so ultimately it won't matter too much for their races. D10 on the outside can't make the move. Someone's in the gravel. That's Petter Flat, I think, has gone off.
Martinez just trying to get Shakos at the end of this race. I don't think it's going to
Martinez won't have it. So it's going to be Jack Imac around the final 2 corners after a chaotic 3-lap sprint to decide this one. Across the line first comes Jack Imac, but it's going to be Shakos behind him. that wins the Austrian Grand Prix. Martinez comes home second, and it's going to be D10 third. Pyro somehow got fourth after all of that. Stefan gets fifth. Jack Imac sixth. Fuzzle gets seventh. The Pyro eighth. Giannuzzi ninth. Power GT 10th. Liam Walder comes home at P11.
45,000 to Liam. That is such a big shame.
El Plan P12. Sus Among Us P13. Hearts 14th. Sweatback 15th. Unitos P16. Ped Flat comes at P17. Cronus P18. And just waiting for Zakis Beast to come home. P19. I don't know what happened in those last 3 laps. I think everything just happened. And Zakis Beast just having some fun. What just happened?
Sweatback. Don't know what happened there, but who was saying is driving the day?
Pyro, I think. Like
Yeah,
from P18 was it?
Yeah.
17?
P17.
Yeah, to P4.
Yeah, P4. That's great driving from Pyro.
Yeah, that was a great one. What just happened?
At least it was eventful, mate.
Yeah. That's probably one of the greatest ends to a race I've ever seen.
Jesus.
Just these race highlights are gonna be fun.
You have fun with that, mate.
Yeah, I will.
Oh my god. Clapping the Haas driver as they're going to pull
fastest lap
more
went to
away
Sus
in
Among Us,
constructors.
yeah. So it's Shakos coming out victorious from Martinez and D10. Then Pyro up from 17th, coming on P4. Stefan comes on 5th. Jack Imac 6th. Then followed by Fuzzle, Aparo, Giannuzzi, Power GT, Liam Ward, L Plan, Sus Among Us, Hard, Sweatback Flame, Untos, and Pedflat and Crows, the last on the leading lap. Then Zakis beats a lap down. No retirements. That was a fun race. Thanks to everyone watching the stream. And we will see you next week, next Saturday, for some Tier 2 action around the Mexican Grand Prix. Until then, enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night.